is Kristen Redman, and today we're going to talk about what the planets are doing out there in the sky for 2018 and how it's setting this up to be a year where greater foundations come through, where you have felt there's been some cracks and you've been looking for some stability under your feet. This is the year it really comes through. And that's because your ruling planet, Saturn, has come home, and it hasn't been there since 1988. So there's a huge aspect to all of my Sagittarian clients and friends and family where you feel this increased need for stability. You feel this increased responsibility. You feel this increased push that you have to be responsible for your own destiny. This is a year it comes to the forefront. It's definitely a year of introspection. For you, my Sagittarius friends, you are always the life of the party. You are always fun. You're always full of humor and laughs, and your gigantic big laugh is one of the most amazing traits that you have as a Sagittarius. But this year, you're really withdrawn. You really are. It's one of those years where it's more about introspection and finding what it is that makes you happy and what you need moving forward, as opposed to just going out and having a fun time. And that's going to be until your planet Jupiter returns to your home sign at the end of the year in November, when you're going to really start feeling this greater understanding of who you are, and in turn kind of hit the jackpot on all sevens to allow those good things to come in that you're wanting. It's going to be a year of introspection in the process to get you there, okay? So let's start it out with one of the biggest areas that this huge energy is going to be making the impact on, and that is Saturn moving into Capricorn. And it's going through the reset button in your chart. Basically what's happening is that Saturn is starting over in your chart again. And it's in the process increasing your responsibilities for yourself and for your family and for the people around you. And in that process, it has you questioning what it is that you do and how, if it really fulfills you in a lot of different ways. But one of the main ways this is going to be impacting you over the next couple of years is in terms of money. Am I happy with what I'm doing to make the money in my life? Does it really say who I am as a person? And this is the year where you start reevaluating that. Who am I as a person? And what do I want to do moving forward to make this money and to make me happier as a result? Because the main thing is about more money at work. That's your goal this year. I want to make more money for the time that I give for what I'm doing. So this is going to be a really powerful time over the next 3 years that you have not seen for a lot of you in your lifetime. But some of you haven't seen it in quite a long time. Is a total reshape of your financial situation that brings immense stability and security moving forward. In the next 3 years, you will see a huge shift and a huge change and wonderful things coming as a result for that. Now, home-wise for you Sagittarian folks, home and family this year, this is a different one, okay? Because you got Mars going through Aquarius there. And Mars is going to be retrograding this year. And Mars is that energy that makes us go, go, go. And as it stalls out in the sign of Aquarius, it's going to be stuck there for 6 months out of this year. And in the process, it stalls us out, and we're stuck in this area where we're reevaluating what it is we need to be happy. So there's going to be a lot of that energy in your immediate environment behind closed doors. I'm not happy with this. I want this to change. I need this for my home. I don't like this. I need a new home. I don't like this about my relationship with my mom or my dad or my spouse or my children. This is what I need to do to change it. That's going to be huge because it's ultimately you saying, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I just want to be happy and I want to let go of it. So you're definitely just going to be focused on what makes you happier. And especially through the summer, I think this is one of those times where that introspection side comes out more and you're going to kind of be a little more reserved and stay at home more too, you know, because that's where your engine's stalling out and it's trying to figure out what it wants. Especially as that retrograde happens June 26th to August 26th. Just be okay with yourself and let people know, hey, it's not like I just don't want to go to your barbecue. I'm just not feeling it. I'm really tired and I just need some time to myself, you know, especially if you're working harder, because this is a year where Saturn's kind of going through those work houses of yours, so in turn you're going to have to be working harder in a lot of ways as a result. So don't feel bad telling people that. But once Mars moves forward, and once the engine starts running again, you do get a greater opportunity, like a better clarity, I guess we'll say, is what it is you want to strengthen and make your home life and your family life more fitting for what you want for greater levels of happiness as well. You'll have a much, much better idea moving forward. But this is a year. What's interesting when I look at the Sagittarian chart is that I think this is a year where travel is going to appear for you more. There's going to be greater opportunity for you to have these really random once in a lifetime opportunities to go somewhere. Whether it's physically traveling to a location or, you know, going to travels of the mind in some way, let's say, and by going back to school, there's these opportunities that are going to appear for you at the time of the eclipses this year that really are going to be fated opportunities that will really help push you into that next phase. So pay attention to what the universe is bringing to you in terms of kind of going outside of that immediate environment that you're in and the comfort zone you're in around these dates. Okay, listen. January 31st, February 16th, July 28th, and August 11th. Pay attention to what the universe is laying down at that time and listen to the signs and notice the changes that are coming through in that time frame. Yep. So then the next thing that we're going to talk about here is, I mean, what a huge year it's been for you anyway, because finally you have Saturn leaving your sign of Sagittarius, and what a pain in the butt that's been the past few years. You've been hyper aware of your limitations. You've been more bogged down with responsibilities. You've had to go through a lot of lessons and mature in ways, a lot of ways over the past couple of years. And now what's happening as a result is that it's moved into Saturn, so it's trying to bring, or moved into Capricorn, so it's moved from working on who you are and restricting who you are into bringing some good things for your finances and stability there. But in the process, what's happening is that we had all of that, the lessons going through, and now Jupiter is coming through that 12th house of the subconscious mind of yours, and it's clearing it out and healing those areas where you've had to take on more of a role. Let's say you lost your spouse in this time frame since 2014. You've had to take on a number of difficult additional responsibilities to shoulder that weight. Okay? This is the year where Jupiter comes through, and it started in October 10th last year, and it's going through until November 8th of this year, working to bring healing and transformation to those areas and give you a rest, give you a break from now. Okay? There's still a lot of introspection, though, that's coming with it. I don't doubt that, you know, and it's not like you're going to be hiding in the corner all year. I'm not trying to make it seem like that either, but just taking more time to understand what it is, and who you are and what you want, and making sure that your mind is the healthiest that it could possibly be, so you can get rocking and rolling and moving forward. So another area that's going to be vital for you this year is as Venus retrogrades again, which is interesting because Venus retrograded last year. What lessons was the universe trying to bring you in terms of relationships, love, and money around Easter time last year? Well, it's coming back again this year. All right, and it's giving you a second chance, whether it's a second chance at a relationship that didn't work last year, a second chance at understanding how to fix the relationship you're in, or understanding yourself and how you love and how you need to be loved. October 4th through November 11th this year is going to be a time where you're really raising some deep questions in there about yourself and how you are loved, how you love others, and how you need to be loved in return. How you love yourself as well. Those are things that are really going to come to the forefront towards the end of this year. And moving out of it, that greater clarity comes. And wonderful things come as a result because then Jupiter comes home to your sign. Right after that, on November 8th, is when Jupiter comes home to you. And as it does, that's the hit in the jackpot on all sevens. For you, your faith and hope and optimism and luck comes back. And it hasn't been there since like, geez, okay, it's like 2007, 2008. So this is a big time frame for you to really experience some wonderful, new, exciting adventures ahead. Huge, huge, huge. But so let's dig in a little bit deeper, okay? Let's look at specific birthdays right now for our Sagittarian friends and see how certain planets are going to be affecting Sagittarius people more so this year. Now, your specific chart will be totally different. I mean, not totally different, but it's still going to carry the same energy. But with your specific chart, we can say, okay, where is Jupiter bringing that healing for you exactly? Where is Saturn bringing that stability for you exactly? Where is this Venus retrograde that's trying to have you look to the past? Where is that affecting you? You know, we do that when we look at your specific birth chart and the transit chart in the sky now and how they affect you now. I run a New Year's special every year for $77 through the month of January. Contact me and we'll go through your chart so you can understand better who you are, especially this year where you're trying to find it. Your charts are going to tell you best who you are and what you need, and it really helps trigger that process of self-transformation. I'll put a link below. But let's talk in general terms right now for our Sagittarius friends with birthdays 11/22 to 12/4. Okay, this is a year where Jupiter, that planet of luck, aligns with your sun. Remember, we talked about that. Jupiter's coming home this year at the end of the year in 2018 for you. And as it does, it brings a wealth of opportunities and expansion and luck. Things that you've been looking for a long time are coming home. So if you are in that time frame, this is going to be a super lucky period for you. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful year 2018 is set to be, especially going into 2019 as well. If your birthday is between December 3rd and December 8th, I know that's a tiny window of time, but this is an interesting little chunk right here because not only do you have that energy of luck and the universe is trying to expand you, this might be one of the ones where they're trying to get you to travel more or to learn something new or to try something new and bust out of that comfort zone of yours. Neptune is out there squaring your Sagittarian sun this year, and as it does so, Neptune is the planet that makes you go within for answers. It kind of forces you to strengthen your spiritual muscles. So this could be a year where your spirituality, your religious belief, and your personal beliefs all come into the scales of being balanced and seeing where you want to go in terms of one of those. Number one thing they say with this, though, is to seek the answers from within. Learn the most you can about you, and the guides and guardians around you will help you understand. Especially in your dream state. You're going to be really, really having some crazy dreams this year. Those are your guides working with you. Just listen to what they say. And if you have a birthday between 12/16 and 12/21, this is a year where Uranus trines your sun. Now, Uranus, I tell you what, Uranus is moving into Taurus this year. Hasn't been there in 84 years. It's been stuck in the sign of Aries for the past several years. And as a result, now it's ready to free us in certain areas. For you, it's hitting your sun and it wants to liberate you. So this is a year where freedom and independence are going to be at the forefront of the mind, whether it's freedom, independence financially, from a relationship, from a job, from old habits, whatever it is, your soul knows what it is, and it's especially going to be hyper aware come May when Uranus moves into Taurus. You're going to be very, very aware of those areas where you need a little bit more freedom to be you and to be the real, true, authentic you and to be appreciated for it. Okay. So that is what the universe says this year. So let's take a look, and we're going to call on your Archangel Raguel as Sagittarius. Raguel is the angel that helps us in our relationships. He heals any types of arguments that we may have in our relationships. So he is here, and he wants to give you some advice for 2018. Do this just a couple more times until I feel like he's actually stopping me, which is weird because usually I get a number and I just feel like I gotta go until I feel it stop and see what his message is. Wow, that was long one. I'm really sorry about that. Things to celebrate ahead, huh? This is a card of marriage. This is a card of being proposed to. This is a card of celebration. This is a card of a birth. There's an impending pregnancy. This is a card that you are graduating to the next thing. You're moving to the next phase. And then it's time to just celebrate and have fun. There's something to celebrate about. And I think that's the main thing he's telling me through this whole situation here. This is a year where you introspect and go within, and ultimately what it's going to do is push you to these greater levels of happiness. This is a wonderful, wonderful card to get. It tells you that there's really something to celebrate at the end of this kind of a tough phase. I guess it could be just reassessing who you are. No matter what, something wonderful is waiting at the end of this. So my Sagittarius friends, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful, blessed 2018. Thank you. Bye.